We are here on Monday with the mayor, with Mayor Spinner of Huntingburg. Hello, Mayor.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Beautiful day today.
It really is.
Yes.
Could you tell us more about the Stellar initiative that was mentioned in the council meeting?
Well, at our last council meeting, we were given an update to the council. Recently, in this past month, we had we're required as part of a Stellar designation to give quarterly updates to the state. So we had that meeting earlier in January, and wanted to bring that same information to the council. We've really got about 4 projects that are on the track to see a lot of action in this next year. One of those being Market Street, the Market Street Park. We have engineers hired to do the actual design work. We're moving from concept to design in that. And as part of that, we're going to have a public hearing as part of our city council meeting. That public hearing will be held March 8 at 7 o'clock at City Hall. And the community input has been very critical and been vital, in fact, to us being successful in Stellar. And this is the next step in that. As we move from concept to design, we need to get input on exactly where that project's going as that next step is taken. So again, that'll be March 8 at 7 o'clock as part of the city council meeting. We'll have more information on that before then, but want to keep that on the calendar for folks. And we're expecting our proposal, if things go well in March, that our proposal will be submitted to the Office of Community and Rural Affairs by the end of March, by March 31st. For their approval, and then if that's approved, then we can begin the actual bidding on that project. So we're within the next 4 months, we should be at close to bid stage for Market Street. 4th Street has actually 2 projects involved and moving on track. The one that's moving the fastest is the improvement to the water line between Geiger and Van Buren Street. The utility board has approved the plans for that. We'll be seeking bids on that. They will be opened on February 9th and then be going before the council for award on February 23rd. That is our Cured in Place project. We're going to do, again, a lot of public input, a lot of public information on this. But this project will basically line the new water line instead of a traditional dig and replace. And we're expecting that to have somewhere between a 45 to 60 day construction period, as opposed to a traditional method where you would be 2 to 3 months. So the amount of actual disruption downtown will be minimized by this effort, and we're looking very forward to getting that bid out. Again, February 23rd is when we expect for that project to go out. On the 4th Street Trail, the actual the reconstruction work on 4th Street, we've received approval from NDOT for funding for the engineering phase of the project. So this week, the committee from the 4th Street project will meet and interview 2 firms, their proposals for the engineering work, and make a selection. And once that is done, then we'll begin that engineering, the same phase that we're in Market Street. We'll begin that process to go from concept to design. So we should have a firm selected within the next 6 to 10 days, and begin the work on bringing that project forward as well. So those are all moving very well. And as you've been in the news for a while, the workforce housing project, the Hunters Crossing project, in December, the Plan Commission granted final approval for that phase 1. And our next step in that is the city was committed when we went into our Stellar designation to provide funding in the amount of about $500,000 towards workforce housing. We're working with the developer Boxer Girl in development of the first streets in Hunters Crossing. We have an agreement with them that the first $500,000 towards that project, the city will cover that cost, with the developer covering any costs above and beyond that. But before that even happens, the developer is making commitments to the advance work to prepare the land, the infrastructure work that will go on in preparation for that. They are also providing us the completely engineered plans for that street, which is a cost that the city will not have to bear. And so we've got a really good partnership there, and so we're hoping that we will have that bid by April, and we'll see the first construction of infrastructure into that area, which will lead to the housing build probably sometime this summer. And again, any costs beyond that initial street will be borne by the developer as the streets expand further south from the original street that goes in. Stellar Way will be first, and any streets that come off of that will be the responsibility of the developer. So a lot of projects moving forward.
Absolutely.
You know, we received the designation in August of 14, and there's questions of, well, what's being done? Well, a lot of planning, and the planning over the last year and a half is now leading to where you're actually going to see some project work going on. So we thank the community for their patience on that, and we're going to need a lot more patience going forward, because when this construction starts, there's going to be inconvenience. There's going to be times when you may not get down the street the way you want to get down the street because of the construction that's going on. But the end result will be something that I think our community will be very, very proud of, and will help really improve the quality of life for our community. So we appreciate the chance to update folks on what's going on. Anytime you have any questions about Stellar, please don't hesitate to call our office, and we'll be glad to share any of that information with you.
Absolutely, and everybody would be benefiting from all the outcomes of this. And for the 4th Street projects, what would be like criteria for the firms being selected, or is there?
Well, we had 5 proposals. We had a request for proposal that outlined exactly what tasks we wanted to judge them on. So that criteria was established. We received 5 proposals from 5 different firms. That committee reviewed them, scored them, and the top 2 scorers are coming back for an individual presentation. So qualifications for the job, experience in the similar type of work, you know, familiarity with Huntingburg are all factors that we had. So the 2 firms that have scored the highest will now come back and do a presentation to that same committee, where they will make their pitch to us and say why they are the most qualified to do the work for us.
And then there'll be a decision.
Then there'll be a decision after that, correct?
Yeah,
we've got a scoring criteria set up for that as well.
Okay.
So each of the people on the committee will score the presentations based on the factors that we have identified, and then those who score the highest will be offered a chance for the contract. Okay.
Well, thank you for a lot of information, and a lot of very useful information for the progress and the well-being of Huntingburg.
Yeah.
There's also something for the 2016 Huntingburg Fund.
Yeah, the Huntingburg Assistance Fund is a project that has been going on for many years under several mayors in Huntingburg, and something that we're very proud of. That prior to the holiday season, we asked for donations and contributions to the Huntingburg Assistance Fund, and it's really a way to help local charities and other industry entities that provide services to those who need those services. And during the holiday season this last year, we had about $6,500 raised through that fund, and that was just amazing. And we were able to, through that, provide grants to 5 different agencies, including TRICAP, Shared Abundance, Generations, the Huntingburg Housing Authority, and Teen Outback. And really, if you look at those organizations, I think we were able to identify a broad spectrum from the youth at Teen Outback to Generations, the older folks that need assistance, and across that spectrum. So it was a great opportunity to use that, and I want to personally thank everyone who has been a part of that over the years. It's a very It's part of what makes Huntingburg what it is. People see the need, they contribute every year, and I just wanted to report back to them that their donations were greatly appreciated and are going to work. We received positive comments from those who received the grants, the impact they're having in the community, and I'd like to thank inside our office Jackie Leakin in our office. That's one of the things that Jackie works on each year, is very dedicated to that, and does an excellent job of guiding that process. And so it was again very successful, and I thank everyone who contributed, and I think that you will see that the impact you'll have on our community is very positive.
That's really good, and especially at this time of the year,
yes,
because of the utilities and everything that they cover.
Right, and
it's
the money comes in prior to Christmas, and a lot of things happen at that time, and the grants are actually distributed about this time of year. So it does fill that gap. There's a lot of agencies get that during that Christmas time, and we kind of follow that up during this time of the year, and really it helps bridge another gap for them. So it's very very rewarding. It's very it's a great sense of people do understand what the needs are in our community, and this is just one small way that we can help address them.
It's a small way, perhaps, but it's a really great
Right,
way.
exactly. Those who get that impact
Yeah.
really do appreciate it, and we've already received many comments from the agencies who can see the effect it has had on their clientele, and it's a very positive thing.
Well, thank you for
Thank
that.
you.
Thank you, Mayor.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you for joining us at Monday with the Mayor, here with Mayor Spinner of Huntingburg. My name is Prisma Lopez-Marin, reporting for 18 WJTS.